Welcome everybody to look at a new Vinegar Syndrome release from their cinematography line of films, and it is 1971's A New Leaf. So this is directed by and starring Elaine May, who also did the fantastic Mikey and Nikki and the underwhelming Ishtar. There's only one other film that she's done that I haven't seen, and that's called The Heartbreak Kid, which I'll hopefully get around to at some point. So this is a black comedy film, clocking in at 102 minutes long. Also stars Walter Matthau, who I've seen in at least 10 other films. Favourites being the likes of The Taking of Pelham 123, The Odd Couple, Charlie Varick, Charade, and Failsafe. So this is about, so after running out of funds, Henry Graham, a carefree playboy, plots to marry and murder wealthy botanist Henrietta Lowell. So Walter Matthau plays Henry Graham, and Elaine May plays Lowell. So both May and Walter Matthau are superb in their respective roles, especially when on screen together, as that is where a lot of the laughs come from, which there are plenty of. Although that to say that Henry Graham's butler also has a fair few funny scenes as well when he's alongside Henry Graham himself. So, but yeah, so it's not just between May and Matthau that there's plenty of laughs from, but yeah, that's definitely where the main source of the humour comes from. The supporting cast is also good. It is well paced. The characterization is solid. The plot is engrossing. The plot apparently had more to it in Elaine May's longer version of this film, which apparently clocks in about 3 hours long. Had a subplot where a pair of people that were doing wrong by Henrietta Lowell were murdered by Mathau. But yeah, I'm glad that's not really in it. It doesn't really need the extra running time, and nor does it need it that much of a more darker element to it. The score is decent, and although tonally isn't perhaps as dark as the premise suggests, that means the more tender and romantic moments are able to flourish without feeling tonally jarring, which especially becomes true towards the end of the film. So, yeah, fantastic film. This is my favourite of Elaine May's that I've seen so far, and like a lot of cinematography, the films Vinegar Syndrome releases comes with a little bit of a string, so you can pull out everything without struggling to get it out of the box and such. The artwork is really nice as well. I really do like the look of it. And then we've got the reverse as well. And like with this line of films that Vinegar Syndrome has done, we get a nice book-like case. To be honest, if you put this on a shelf, nobody would know be the wiser that this is a film and not a book itself. And inside, we get a booklet itself, which is part of the actual case, as you can see. So, yeah, open it up there. Yeah, there's our two leads. And yeah, inside we have Grass is Greener, Elaine May's A New Leaf by Eleanor Lazick. And we also have obviously shots from the film throughout. Then we have The Strong Roots of A New Leaf by Hannah Strong. One thing I do like about this film is that you do see a really rather nice Ferrari 275 GTB4 being used, as that is one source of Henry Graham's loss of income because he's constantly having to put it in for repairs. As yeah, it's not a city car and he keeps driving it below 3,000, 4,000 RPM, and that means that the engine is not being used to its fullest, and a lot of carbon gets on the valves. And yeah, we've also got in this book Elaine May Takes Comedy Beyond the Edge of Reason by Willow Maclay. And got A New Leaf Tracing the Discovery of a Unique Filmic Voice by Sarah Fensom. And then finally, find it. There is a lot to this book, as you've probably already guessed. And then there's The Rapturous Romance and Desperate Tragedy of Elaine May's A New Leaf by Richard Brody, which was previously published in The New Yorker. So yeah, that's a good 59 pages, that book, so that's plenty there. And yeah, not sure if it says anything about the restoration, because this is on 4K as well as Blu-ray as well. We also get a poster with this, which is single-sided, but still it's nice to have. especially since it does have that really nice new artwork that we've seen already on the main box. So yeah, probably put that up if I can find space for it. And then on the discs themselves, so we have a new 4K restoration from the original 35mm camera negative presented in Dolby Vision HDR on the 4K UHD disc with original theatrical mono soundtrack. And on the special features, we've got a new audio commentary by film programmer, writer, and educator KG Rafe Miller and Maya Montanez Smolka, author of Liberating Hollywood, Women Directors, and the Feminist Reform of 1970s American Cinema. So, obviously, the 1970s was hugely important for cinema. It gave directors really rather full control over their work, and that's why we got so many great films during that period, you know, like Jaws and Star Wars and such. So yeah, but obviously by the end of the 70s, the studios have worked out that they can do these kind of great films, but have a bit more control over them, especially when it came to the budgets. Direct to Jail, a new video interview with Carrie Corrigan, author of Miss May Does Not Exist, the life and work of Elaine May, Hollywood's hidden genius. Looking for Elaine May, a new video essay by Alexandra Heller Nicholas, co-editor of Refocus, the films of Elaine May and Mike Nicholas in conversation, an hour-long post-screening discussion between Elaine May and her frequent collaborator conducted at Film at Lincoln Center's Walter Reed Theatre in New York City in 2006. Then we've got Elaine May's A New Leaf 50th anniversary, an episode of the Silver Streams podcast from the American Film Institute, featuring programmers of the AFI Silver Theatre discussing May's film. The Cutting Room Floor, an archival interview with assistant editor Angelo Corro. And then we've got Women in Hollywood, a tragedy of comic proportions, an archival appreciation of Elaine May with filmmaker Amy Hecklering, theatrical trailer, and all of the texts that I've already told you about in the booklet itself. So, yeah, an excellent film and a really, really nicely done physical aspects to this as well. I really do like these book kind of cases that Vinegar Syndrome do. Obviously, these aren't the only ones that do this kind of thing. They're typically called press books, I think. I had one with oh, what is it? Slipping my mind. Oh, an Australian Western. I can't remember the name of it. It might have been slips my mind now. But we have, but obviously Vinegar Syndrome have done this in the past because I also have Last Embrace, which I can get my fingers under, which I talked about a while ago. And again, that also has the booklet format, and it's one that I really, really enjoy. Obviously, it's a little bit more expensive with these releases being like this because obviously they are quite thick. They are obviously all, you know, well nicely printed and such. But I do really, really enjoy them. And yeah, New Leaf though, as much as the physical aspects are great about it, is a better film than Last Embrace, for instance. And yeah, is more than worth the extra cost to get it in this kind of edition because it's an excellent film and it deserves an excellent edition physically and in terms of the UHD disc, which itself looks and sounds really rather superb as well. So yeah, really, really glad to have this on physical release. Obviously, Mikey and Nikki also had a 4K release from Criterion. So hopefully we'll get the Heartbreak Kid at some point on 4K or even just a Blu-ray at some point because I'd really like to see that film. And hopefully it's as good as this one and Mikey and Nikki, which were also from the 70s like the Heartbreak Kid was. So yeah, not quite sure why Elaine May really gave up directing until the 80s with Ishtar. Because quite frankly, as far as this and Mikey and Nikki goes, she was on a bit of a run of great films. So yeah, but nonetheless, if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.